Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for being here, and I really appreciate your time. And I wanted to come on here really quickly. I'm just sitting in a car waiting for my husband to get done with his client. I just wanted to quickly come on here and react to Anessa, Umar's daughter, or Anessa, Umar's daughter, who went live with CynthiaG a few hours ago. I was able to screen record some of the interview. It's a really good interview. I know sometimes CynthiaG can be a bit abrasive, and some of her, I guess, her talking points or the way that she says certain things can be offensive. It can come off, very like man-hating, and I don't feel like she was doing that at all with this interview. I think she was very fair. I think she was very like honest and objective, and she really gave Anessa the space to talk. And I feel like it was a really good interview. I think you should go check it out. I am gonna play some clips, but I wasn't able to record the whole interview.
Talk about something, especially this situation. My response to that was, I don't think that it would be fair for me to do it for free, only because they're profiting off of this story. So
Yeah, don't
that
do
was my
anything for
response
free.
to that. And I know your question was, do I think that Umar is being a money, or is doing a money grab? You said for
Is
Black
he?
women.
Do you think he's exploiting black women for money?
I do think so. Yes.
I think he is too. Absolutely. The like to me at the is it to me is blatantly clear that Umar Johnson does not respect black women. It you're a black woman. You're his daughter. If you're not going to respect your daughter, if you can't have grace for your daughter, if you would
Mm-hmm.
title a video and try to tell your daughter or her mother that either one of them is the scum of the earth, you do not like black women. He does not.
Mm-hmm.
And more than anything, I think that's what you exposed. I really think that even if you weren't trying to, I think
Mm-hmm.
you exposed how Umar actually feels about black women. It just is what it is. Absolutely do not do anything for free. Don't do any interviews for free, because they do. This is why I would never approach you asking you to do a free interview. It's insulting. The bottom line is they are out to make money, and they want to make money off of you without giving you money. And it's like, absolutely not. Umar, as far as I'm concerned, he owes you money. He needs I'll let you close it out. It's your time. The floor is yours. I'll let you close it out. If you want to, you can allow people in the chat box to ask additional questions, but it is up to you because it is your time.
Yes, so I will repeat what I had said in the beginning. Cynthia had asked me to introduce myself. So my name is Anessa. I'm 22. I'm from Philadelphia. And as far as what I do, I'm a content creator and comedian. I do make content on Instagram and TikTok. My Instagram is Nisa the Goat, Nisa
Here,
Da.
I'll throw it in the chat box for you
Okay.
so that somebody can
That's my Instagram and my TikTok. If anyone wants to ask any questions in the chat box, I'll let Cynthia tell me the questions. So yeah, you guys can ask
Yeah,
away.
I'll definitely give them I'll give them, if you have 10 to 15 minutes of time, I'll give them that to ask questions. Okay. So let me grab some questions and see. Okay, so Reese wants to know, how did you feel about all the disrespect from Tommy's channel? Do you see all of the disrespect from black men online? That's
Yes.
assuming you've seen it.
Yes. I actually went live when Tommy he went live on Twitter and he had about 2,000 viewers, and I was commenting and he asked if I could come up and I did. And like I said, I was on Instagram live, so this is proven. You guys can go on my page and see it. But he was calling me all different types of bees. He was calling me out of my name. And if anything, I think Tommy is a clout chaser, and I think he's doing this for a money grab because he had his Cash App on the screen while talking about, the situation. So I do think he's a clout chaser, and I don't really know what exactly Tommy does. I don't know if he's an activist similar to Umar or if he's a content creator, but the disrespect was completely uncalled for because I didn't disrespect him.
A lot of people are disrespectful, and they're gonna be, because they, again, Umar is like, a lot of people had a problem with me for talking about Umar, because they're saying, okay, well, Umar is the black leader that we have who love black women, even though he don't. So people are gonna be negative because you're picking a side, and they're
Mhm.
picking Umar's side because that's who they're familiar with. But it's Umar's fault that we just found out who you are, because Umar should have been had you in the forefront. And like I said, Umar should have had you going on his speaking engagement with him. I don't see a reason why he wouldn't. But another question is everything okay between you and your sister? You two were arguing on a live and you sounded really hurt, sending you love.
Yes. So let me think. How do I want to explain this? So unfortunately, if you were on the TikTok live, you would have heard the commotion and what we were arguing about. So my sister actually called me a clout chaser for getting on the internet and trying to find my dad, which I thought was very heartless, because you have your dad in your life. Her dad, which I claim is my stepfather, has been in my life, but at the end of the day, that's not the man who gave birth to me. You know what I'm saying? So even though he was there, which I appreciate, I still want my dad in my life, my biological father. So that
Yeah,
was the argument.
and everyone should be able to understand that you will want to know that's not unreasonable. The bottom line is, it doesn't matter who raised you. Umar, you have Umar's DNA. His blood is going through your veins, so it's like, obviously you're going to want to know, where you're going to want to know about him. I think it's foul that people are actually questioning why you will want attention from your father,
And
like
what
to
hurts
try
me
to act like
even,
you're doing something wrong.
yes, and what hurts a lot is the fact that a lot of people was asking me to prove it, to prove that he's my dad, probably because he's this big figure. Um, my mom did get a DNA test, but that's not something that I want to put on the internet, because that's kind of private. But I did post a picture on my Instagram of me and my dad. He was holding me as a child. Um, Umar's last name is Abdullah. So his name, to my knowledge, is Umar Abdullah Johnson. So he has two last names, but I only acquired Abdullah. I don't have the name Johnson. So yeah, it's kind of frustrating that a lot of people are asking me to. And also, when it comes to genes, two dark skinned people can make a lighter child. So it's just, it's genes. It's all
Yeah,
genes.
the reason they're saying that is because Umar promotes only desiring like really really dark skinned women. This is what he promotes. And then when they're seeing you, they're like, okay, well, her phenotype doesn't match you liking dark skinned women. So they just think it's another thing that he's lying about being a colorist. But I wanted um Sabrina wants to know, is there anything that Umar can do to reestablish a relationship with you?
The first thing would be to answer the questions that I have, because I do have a lot of questions for him. And after those questions are answered, if we're able to have some type of conversation, um, on a consistent basis, I think that would be a great start to establishing a relationship. I was told to not do interviews because it would possibly, um, what's the word? If he was to see this, he would probably think that I would be trying to hurt him publicly when I'm just answering questions. Um, so I'm not really too fond of establishing a relationship with him, because it's like, I'm 22 now. I already have a lot of people in my life who are supportive. But if that's something that he would want to do, I would be open to it. But it's like, I've already reached out, I've already done my part. So now I feel like he needs to do
But I
his.
just wanted to come and say that number one, I think that Anessa doesn't necessarily come off like a cloud chaser to me. Maybe initially I felt like she possibly, potentially was, but now that I've watched some of her like sentiments in this interview, I kind of just feel like she's ready to talk about what her life experiences is. And it's unfortunate that her dad is, the infamous Umar Johnson, that he is known for having all these tenets, all these principles about family, and it turns out that some of those things that he talks about are not true things that he believes or true things that he necessarily lives by. And so she doesn't have to not tell her story or limit herself on what she talks about just because her dad has this family first public persona. So that's what I really got from her interview. It doesn't seem like she's here to bash him. It doesn't seem like she just wants to call him out. Maybe it started off that way. Like, it's always possible that one of his baby moms, or her mom, who was one of his baby moms, put her up to this. That's absolutely potentially what's going on. Or maybe, like I said, it started off that way, but now it does not appear like that's, for me, it does not appear like that's what's going on. I think that she has been on several platforms, so she has done and said a lot at this point. And I know people have their own personal feelings about her, but like I said, what I get from her is that she just wants to be honest about her story. And within this is her method for finding connection to her sister, for finding the people that she is related to, all of them, because it appears that Umar does not have any contact with her and potentially has not been open to even putting her in contact with her other family members. So I don't know, maybe she was brought to doing this because she feels like she has waited. It's been long enough. She's waited long enough, and their dad, Umar, has not done what's necessary to ensure that his daughters know each other, know about each other, have a relationship. And like I kind of expressed in my other video, I understand that this whole situation is awkward when you have an absent father. I have an absent father. So it wasn't, on this level, but my dad has been in and out of my life for different various reasons. And I don't have a good relationship with him now. He's not involved in my life, my children's life. He doesn't see me anymore. That's of my own decision. I have chosen not to be in contact with my father because he is one giant trigger for me. So I don't have any involvement with him. But I don't think that it's a coincidence that she chose to go on CynthiaG's platform. Like I said, I think it was a good interview from what I watched. And I'm glad that Cynthia chose to let her speak and chose to kind of let her tell her truth versus her using that as an opportunity to dunk on Umar, because I know she doesn't like Umar. I know they've had run-ins in the past on other platforms. So yeah, that's pretty much all I really have to say about this. It's unfortunate. It is unfortunate that, this turned out to be potentially the truth about Umar Johnson. With all the things that he says, with all the things that he claims to be about, we come to find out that his relationship with his child is not what it should be. But thank you so much for watching. Get in the comment section, react to what you feel about this topic. How have you been feeling? What have you been hearing? And go check out CynthiaG's interview with Anessa. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. Bye.